on Firestick TV, Facebook, and YouTube. Get all your sports news here first. The daily podcasts are Ken and Ken in the Morning, Lions Talk with Smoking Jeremy B, Wrestling Roundup, The Big Football Show, and more, Shield TV, Lions Villain Report, and Red Zone Rant. The afternoon podcasts are Valhalla, Grosef Sports, WCFL Dolphins Talk, The Cheap Seats, The Bodkin Show, Spirit of Detroit Podcast, and Maniacs. The nightly podcasts are Palace Hall Report, Frozen Tundra Network, Skull Gang 365, The Huddle Sports Network Open Mic, First and 10 with Foz, Main Event Football Show, Prime Sports World, The Man Cave, Prim and Proper Sports. Spitballing Podcast, Lions Fan Cave Chat, Puckett, 313 Den Podcast, The Guys Huddle, Shots from the Sideline, Let's Talk Sports, The Michigan Truth Sports Podcast, Off the Rails, NFC Northeast, Power Hours, and Detroit Lions News. Make sure you follow.
Here locally in the community, make sure y'all go check out New Cat Body by Jeremy Jones.
Good afternoon. It is Lions Talk with Smoke and Jeremy B. Here I am, ready to rock. And yes, let's start with that. The magic number is 2 for the Detroit Tigers. But into the Lions Talk we go. Frank Ragnow was ruled out yesterday afternoon. Dan Campbell said, yes, we're going to have to put him down for a week. And that's good because we all know that a partial tear can lead to a full tear or a strain. Joshua Dorr in the chat going, what's going on, Smoking Jeremy B? There's your one and only dog check, sir. Get it out there before you ask. But I wanted to say, I thought this could be the case, and I gave the setup for what's going to be that offensive line. And since they added Allen Robinson to the active roster, we now have six guys, and they're all practicing on the active roster in the wide receiver room. We won't be calling up a wide receiver unless they undress somebody. So I think the offensive line is going to be Decker, Awasika, Glasgow, Zietler, Sewell. Paz wants a Podwika chat. I don't know what that is, but we'll leave that alone. I don't know what a Podwika is. Not gonna lie. I don't lie about anything, But you're covering the University of Miami game tonight versus FAU, right? You guys should win by a bunch. What is a Podwika check? I don't know what a Podwika check is. Vodtech, I still don't think they have a chance. They're going to win by a lot. I don't care who they play. Miami's rolling right now up to 8, and I think it is in the rankings right now, and going to keep continuing to climb. Cam Ward might be a Heisman candidate. It's going to come down to him, and depending on if Arch Manning keeps playing like this, it might be between him and Arch Manning, which I'll give the edge to Cam Ward because he's played more. Because if Quinn Ewers stays out and Arch Manning keeps doing good, do you sit him for Ewers? Or do you let Ewers just go where he is off of last year's success? Mini Ollie. Okay. Mini Ollie. But back to the Lions. That's the O line. Now we got to figure out who our call ups are. I'm going to say it might be Uku and Agood because we haven't done anything in free agency as I predicted. We haven't traded for anybody as I predicted, and they had to be on the roster last night to be able to play this Monday because that's how it works. If you're not on the roster by 4 p.m., you can't play in that week that's coming up. So we didn't add anybody, so we're going to have to bring them up from the practice squad. I still think they should put a call into Betts because I guarantee you, Betts might be our best option, and the practice squad money is probably better than CFL money. Then, of course, who else will we call up? I'm hoping Nowoski gets dressed this week because Derek Barnes is out. Ben Neiman is serviceable, but he's been more of a rotational guy. It wouldn't hurt to have another guy in the rotation, and he's in that mold of Derek Barnes. He's a little faster. F. Oh, let me do it right. FPP. Fuck the Packers. But I've been out running errands all morning. Got some shopping done. Got some supplies for the house. Got a new filter for the water softener and water purification system. Sending that to Candy. Awesome. Here, do a screenshot of this one, Joshua Dorr. Send that to her. She knows how I feel about the Packers. I don't feel that way about the fans. First and foremost, I do not hate the fans of any team. I do not hate individuals. I am a let's root for the whole NFC North to be good. And then when it comes time to face them, it's fuck them all. That's it. The only team I won't pick to win is the team I don't think can win right now, and that's the Chicago Bears in the NFC North. So far, you got the 3-0 Vikings, they did their part. You got the 2-1 Lions because they've had 2 conference wins. They've done their part. You've got the Packers. Yeah, it's just a concussion. He might be able to be back by Thursday. Yeah, because we all saw Wandell Robinson is not that guy. Neighbors would have caught that pass that went over Malik Hooker, and it'd have been a touchdown. I'm sorry. Wandell jumped too soon. If he'd have stayed on his feet and just ran through it, it'd have been in the breadbasket. It was a good pass by Daniel Jones. And I hate myself for saying it, but it was a good pass. And Malik Hooker was stupid for jumping for it. He just should have stayed on his guy. If he'd have stayed on his guy, he would have had a better chance for the interception. I hate every team in the NFC North except the glorious Lions. Go Lions. I love it, J.I. That's awesome. So we have our 6 wide receivers on the active roster. That's set. We're not calling up a wide receiver. That leaves only Tom Kennedy and DPJ. Maybe the Giants should give Galladay a call. Von Doom will hate you for that. And he hates that name being brought up more than he hates Geno Smith. And I don't understand how somebody can hate somebody for a coach's decision, but that is what it is. Hmm, look and see who did message me now. What the hell is up with that? So what's the prediction for season wins losses? New listener, so apologies if you shared this before. I have no problem saying it. Uh I have the projected win window for the Lions between 11 and 13 wins. I see about, we've already lost one. I originally would have said 14, but we've already lost one that I didn't expect to. And I should have because it was a revenge game from the playoffs. We just came out a little flat on offense. We've been coming out firing on defense. The defense is the biggest reason why I think we're going to win more games. I think we end up at 12-5, just like last year, honestly. And I still think that's enough to win the division. Will it be enough to win the one seed? The way San Francisco, the Rams, and the Cardinals are playing, and the Cowboys, and the Eagles. I mean, none of them are showing out. It might get the one seed with 12 wins. I had the Packers getting 10 wins instead of 9. I had them moving up one. And the fact that they went 2-1 with Malik Willis as the starter in the 2 games that Love was out kind of backs that statement up. This is going to be a rest or rust game for Jordan Love this weekend. I'm not even trying to be a homer about it. Um, I think the Vikes hold the edge. Goff is a serviceable quarterback when the play calling and the O line is protecting him. That is why our O line is why I do have faith in Goff. Even with Ragnow out this week, we did win a game with Glasgow at center and Awasika at left guard once last year already while Frank Ragnow was out. If you remember, Ragnow was out 6 games. We went 1-5. We won one of those games. Fred goes, I was just typing that the way all the other teams I had as the tougher games are not playing to their ability either. 100%. Brent's still at 13-4. And more power to you. I think it's 12-5. I don't know why. When I looked over the schedule, I went over like 10 different scenarios and I kept falling. I never went less than 11 wins and I never went more than 12, but I gave that +1 because there's always that one outlier game. And I just wanted to throw that out there because Zietler is better than Jonah Jackson. So Zietler being at right guard helps Panay Sewell be even better. I mean, Panay Sewell through 3 games has given up 1 pressure. Uh, Taylor Decker's given up 3 pressures and 1 sack through 3 games. The biggest problem was Glasgow and Ragnow in game 2. That's where all the sacks came from on Goff that we did have. And it's mostly where they come from still. And I think that was because of his torn pec, because he was doing great in the first quarter till the end of it. And I had somebody say that it wasn't a dirty play with Paris Johnson. I'm going to disagree with it all day because of how he acted after the play. If you didn't mean to hurt somebody, you wouldn't gloat over them. You wouldn't do that, like that taunt move. They look like rookies. I think Vaki is probably the most versatile one out of all of them. Uh, Giovanni Manu, we haven't had to see him, and we should be thankful of that because that means either Decker or Ragnow went, or Decker or Sewell went down. Uh, Mahogany is just starting to come back to practice now, so he might be removed up from the pup list next week, which will set us up better for depth. I I, I think I think the rookies are fine. Terrion Arnold's a rookie, and all rookies struggle with DPI coming out of college. Yes, it's 117 yards of penalties, but we've said two of them when he's had his head turned around and they still called DPI wasn't really DPI out of the 3 games. So, and that's the first two. I'm not talking about the last one because he did impede the guy's route on a button hook route, and that's more of what he got it for. Because if you impede somebody's route, you're automatically getting a DPI. So that's 30 yards that I don't agree with. The face mask, 100% he did. And then he had a defensive holding penalty, which is 5 yards. So, but at the same time, if you look at his how many touchdowns has he given up? It's still a big goose egg there. So he's actually doing really well for a rookie. He's just got to work on the rookie mistakes, in my opinion. And we really haven't seen much out of it. And Wingo has shown flashes. He can collapse a pocket from the defensive tackle position. Uh, he lacks a little bit of the hand pop and the lateral agility. That's why I don't think they're going to use him outside at defensive end. Uh, Everybody returned to practice yesterday. That's the biggest news that I got, except for Ragnow. Everybody that could return. Uh, I I will go into a little more detail about development at the secondary position in a minute, and I'm hoping the new secondary coach can help with that because I haven't seen where AG has developed a corner here yet. Every corner here that's had a good year has regressed the next year that we've ever had. Yoli Cruz has entered the chat. It's good to see you, Yoli. Um, Want to hear the fantastic thing? Guess what the passer rating is versus Kirby this season? Has anybody seen this? Iffy's practicing yesterday too. Yes. Iffy, Rakestraw, Alim, Levi, all of them were practicing yesterday. Metal, yellow, first, red. Gotcha. 0.0 passer rating versus Kirby Joseph this season through 3 games. Best in the league. Nobody has completed a pass against him. Not one quarterback has completed a pass versus Kirby Joseph. And he now has 3 picks in the end zones. I'm waiting for him to get the center field picks again so that they're not in the red zone when he gets them. 0.00 passer rating. Yes, sir. That means no QBR, no passer rating, no nothing versus Kirby. 0 touchdowns, 0 catches, 0 yards. I've got a mocha frappe and my French vanilla coffee. Too early to drink when I got to work this afternoon at 2 o'clock. So that's why I do a noon show because I'm done by 1. I can get changed into clothes that I don't mind screwing up and then go to work. Jay, I want to thank you. I love this because I am a very interactive host. I love chatting with my viewers. It makes the show so much more fun when somebody's asking questions. If you're out there on Twitter, restream. Yeah, yes, and both tackles are hurt for the Sea Chickens, and Kenneth Walker is out. It was announced he was out yesterday. So all we got to focus on is Zach Charbonnet, who did not have a good game against us last year. What we got to worry about is DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, and Jackson Smith Najigba. But I think Najigba's still hurt too. Yes, one's iced, one's hot. Wow, zero. Yeah, can't get any better than that. Guess who's second? It's Xavier McKinney. Third, uh, the Jones kid. It's a rookie. Xavier McKinney's at a 23.5 passer rating against Jones, the rookie. I can't remember what team he's playing for. I believe it's the Broncos. Yes. He has a 35.3, and then it jumps up into the 60s after that. So that means those are the three best safeties in football by passer rating, not by interceptions, not by tackling, not by anything else, by purely coverage stats. Which tells me if it stays like that, and at the end of the year, and Kirby's in that top three, and he doesn't make the top 30, Xavier McKinney has been balling. Yes, sir. Brent Gardepy, good to see you, buddy. Haven't seen you on here for a minute. I want to say thank you to all the fans out there because I've told everybody I'm not one to beg for subs. I meet people in person and turn them on to my show, but my fans do it more for me. Am I going to the game? I wish I couldn't afford the tickets. I tried. Laporta was back practicing with the staff and everything else. He might be out. He's a game time decision, but he is practicing, taking some snaps on the sidelines, but not with the team. I think Laporta is going to end up being out myself with the low ankle sprain and the risk of injury of it becoming something bigger. Um, I think they're going to hold him out. I found you somehow randomly online. That's perfect. I love it. Well, I think I put the best title for my channel in I could. If you ever type in kneecap biting and you're in the state of Michigan, and I've been everywhere, and I've typed it in for other people that didn't know that I separated kneecap, and it automatically comes up with my show in the first three things that pops up in their phone when they just type in kneecap biting. So that's I find that pretty humbling and honored all at the same time that I'm up that high in the YouTube search list now. Oh, you're in Georgia. What part of Georgia are you in? I was stationed at Fort Benning back in '88 and '89 in the mechanized infantry. $1.97th, also known as the 3 cent short. You're near Athens. That's awesome. It's a good area. Originally from Oregon. Oregon's a nice area too. LOL JI. I found JB last season when he joined another show. And then JB got into a very heated personal argument with a commenter. I said, "Yep, I'm joining that guy." I watched that play Barnes got injured on about 50 times. I still can't decide if the tight end was aiming for the knee. Ooh, personal heated argument. It happens all the time. I'm not gonna lie. Jeremy, nice hat. Best Lions logo in my opinion. You know what? This logo, even though some people hate it because the lion's skinny, it was a part of this team when we were our most dominant. I love this logo. This logo came into effect in 1947 and lasted until 1963. And then that's when Bubbles was born. The blase old lion logo. Basically, when a commenter says something that is just sounds like a hater comment and it's not fact based, I really take offense to it. Oh, this one? This one here, you like that one? That's Barry Sanders' signature on here, buddy. Right there. I also have the alternate. Skinny lion means hungry lion. That's exactly where I was going. The personal arguments suck, but JB was ruining a commenter and the guy had nothing to stand on, so he got personal. Yes, that one is sick. And this is my favorite signed one. That's ARSB. Hey y'all, good afternoon, JB, Fred and Jay. Yes. Oh, I hate you out of jealousy. I have a few other players from other teams' mini helmets that are signed too. I have a Tua Viola, a Darius Leonard, a James Robinson the third. I have a Cam Akers and a Justin Jefferson. I also have a full size helmet that I won because I was at the Pro Zone during just before preseason camp this year, and I won a full size and had it signed by Mr. Eric Hipple, number 17, quarterback in the 80s. Clown JB. Yeah, I get called a clown by some people. But here's what I want to say about our matchup Monday night. The Seahawks have faced a rookie quarterback week 1 with the Denver Broncos, in which since 2002 there has only been 3 winning quarterbacks in week 1, and one of them was a fraud that didn't deserve to win, but his defense and special teams bailed him out. In 2002 there was 2 of them. He said he was undecided, Brent. You had to drop out before he answered. My only good item I won a Brett Favre game MVP game jersey, Green Bay one, but I gave it away because I hate the Packers that much. My only signed jersey. Oh wait, I have 2 signed jerseys. I forgot. I won a break to get a Javonte Williams North Carolina signed jersey, and I also have, because of one of my podcasting friends that I met with at Family Fun Fest back in 2021 or 2022. Um, I have a Billy Sims signed stat jersey. Billy Sims was my first and favorite player ever of the Detroit Lions, and I was honored to get it. It actually, it made this old guy tear up. Your memory is amazing, JB. Oh, yep, that's what you said. Dad, would you replace Zach Zenner over Gibson money? Yes, Billy Sims. I'm going to say this disclaimer because JI's never heard it. The views and opinions of Jeremy Ballrick Jr. do not reflect that of Kneecap Biting with the Motor City Lions, nor I Smoking Jeremy B. Zach Zenner is retired because if he takes another hit, he may break his neck. and I'll leave it at that. But imitation is the highest form of flattery. And Jeremy Ballrick Jr. is not my son. He calls me dad, but you see, he uses my picture because he must not look anything like me. And that picture was from JI. You missed it. I'll tell you what I did get to do. As a member of the media, I was at the draft in Detroit. I even took the table placard to mount with my press credentials. Oh, he's not your son. Absolutely. He loves the Lions, but he likes trolling. And I'll leave it at that. And this is my Amon-Ra St. Brown bobblehead. Hey JB, how easy is it to play dirty and get away with it? Oh yeah, I was in the media room. I was one of the 10 people that actually got to ask Terrion Arnold a question the night he was drafted. After they go through that whole car wash of NFL Network, ESPN, and everything else, I'm a beat writer for the Motor City Tribune, and the Motor City Tribune is owned by the South Florida Tribune. That's why it says South Florida Tribune on it. I met them because I commented on his podcast. That's how I got my writing gig. I literally commented on a podcast called Inside the Pigskin with Melfar Jr., Melfar Superstar's son, Coach John Bonamego, former special teams coach of the Lions. Scott Morganroth is the publisher and owner of the South Florida Tribune. And then, God, who else was on there? Travis Holmes. But back then, his tagline on Twitter wasn't his name; it was Travis loves bacon. I missed that. but and Dominic DeRubis, also known as Detroit Dom, that came in here on my show occasionally as a guest. Because on Friday nights, I do what I call the fan cave chat. I come up with topics about the upcoming game as a pregame, and I invite fans, whether they're podcasters or fans alike, to be a part of the show. I can have up to 8 or 9 guests with me. But tonight I got a special guest. That's awesome, Ji. But tonight I got an awesome guest. If you watch Woodward Sports, none other than Easy of the Heavyweights will be here as a guest on the Lion Fan Cave chat. I confirmed with him again last night just to make sure. So tune in, because we're going to get some of those crazy takes that he does on Woodward Sports, and I love it. Yes, Fred is getting married soon. Congratulations to him. Well, I was born and raised right here. Uh, my schedule, I go daily every day at noon. Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays at 9 p.m. I got to set up the show after this one. I set up my shows one at a time because I like to do original comments and takes and stuff like that. So 9 p.m. tonight, be here for Easy and the guys as we all talk some football. I got a new boss and it's taken me over a month to train him. Some take longer than others, lol. Hey, a month is good timing. Yes, 9 p.m. Eastern, sir. Yes, sir. 8 Central, 7 Mountain, 6 Pacific. Matter of fact, I'm going to confirm with them again just to make sure. Yeah, Fred Peterson's going to be getting married this fall. I'm married to this right now. I don't have anybody worth marrying in my life, and because I've already been married once, so I'll leave it at that. No, all I have, and let me put up, I I allow people to donate to my Cash App or to my co-host who's usually here, Von Doom. Let me change that because I'm at 519 now. Let me fix this. It should he should be back by the Dallas game, Brent. It's just a low ankle sprain, which only takes a week or two to heal. There was a chance he could have played. It he's still dealing with it and on the sidelines, so he's a game time decision at this point. But my Cash App is my full name. It's dollar sign Jeremy Ballrick, Ballreich. But yes, I take donations. Ricky Sakata's given donations. Well, he said an important part there, Ji. They got married right out of high school, and when you're T-Bone Lokes bringing out the going way back there. Billy is my all-time favorite player as well, but Dexter Bus Boosie, let me say it right, was my favorite before him. So we now the definition of insanity would be marrying the same person a third time. Because I get it, because he's 33. I think I will from now on, Ji. Matter of fact, here, let me put it in the comments because I can do it for you. Because they don't allow until you're monetized with YouTube, they don't allow the super chats and all that stuff. So for now, it's not allowed. So until I get to the 1,000 subs or they tell me I'm monetized, married a Hitler baby back in fatherland in '79. That worked out really well, laughing. It's funny because my family, there was a pair of twin brothers that were trapeze artists with the Ringling Brothers Circus in the early 1900s. Right, not until I get to 1,000. 100%. And I actually like this better because it goes straight into my account, whereas with YouTube, Patreon, all of those sites, they take anywhere from 10 to 30% of any of that super chat money. At Brent DeWitt is super funny. Yeah, it is super funny. But let me go back to my roots. My great grandfather and his twin brother in the early 1900s were trapeze artists for the Ringling Brothers Circus. And they defected to America and became citizens through the circus because when they got over here, they settled near Columbus, Ohio, in the towns of Tiffin and Defiance. Yeah, they take 10 to 30%, whether it's Patreon, whether it's YouTube, whether it's Facebook, all of them. Um, and if you want to do PayPal, there's the other. Oh, I spelt it wrong. It's Gmail. You know what I'm trying to say. Damn it. Trying to look at the screen and type. There we go. That's my PayPal information. I don't think I have Zelly, but I do have PayPal. Let me get my Zelly set up for you. So what's the score going to be? I expect a close game. Their defense is very good at stuffing the runs and passes too. Thank you so much. Yeah, he told him ahead of time. And look at it this way. I got something to tell you about that. If Stafford didn't tell them right away that he wanted out of Detroit, we would have ended up with one Robert Salah. Okay. I appreciate it, brother. We'd have had Robert Salah as a head coach. Do you remember what he did in that interview in San Francisco on their local radio station or TV station that night after he got back home after the interview or after he went into the studio or whatever? He literally told that reporter, "If I get the job in Detroit, I will walk barefoot from San Francisco to coach Matt Stafford." He did not say to coach the Detroit Lions. That is the number one reason why Robert Salah was never hired. Had nothing to do with his interviews. It had nothing to do with any of that. It was because of the interview he did on the air. They already knew Stafford wanted out, and it was going to be up to the head coach and the GM to find a way to move on without him. And while everybody who is not a golf fan, so my score for this game, I do think it's going to be. Oh, I'm 100% glad we didn't hire him because I don't think I'd have had a soundbite to name a show after. I'm just saying. Dan Campbell was great. Uh, my score prediction 24-21. I think it's going to be a close game. I think Jack Fox kicks the game winner. I don't I don't see anybody. You say 27-13 Detroit. I'm still saying Detroit wins, but I think it's going to be a close game because our offense really hasn't started gelling yet, but our defense is doing great. 20 points in the first game, 20 points in the second game, 10 points in or 13 points last game. We won by 7. Yeah, I think it is going to be a close game. They are a well coached team. We can't take anything from it. So we're going to leave it at that. That is what I see happening. I have to go back to work. God bless everyone and great job, JB. Seattle is an intriguing team, though. I'm just saying they have not faced anybody to the caliber of the Lions defense. So I just don't think they can do it. And I forgot FT. Oh, yeah, let's get it in here. I'm going to give you the best part of the show, JI. I have fake sponsors. They don't pay me a dime, but I do it. Okay, all you got to do is say the word top or bottom. You guys choose on where I start. You're going to love this. Detroit Demolition Defense is getting 4 sacks and 2 picks. Bottom? Okay, from the bottom, and I'm going to go echo voice on it all. We got Fuck the Bears in third place. Fuck the Packers. And skipping over the Lions in second place, we go to first place, where the Vikings can go get skull fucked. Do it, do it, do it. Oh, God, I love doing that. Bottom, because I know where you're going with it, JD. Not what I was expecting. What's the over under on false starts? 3? I think it's 4. I think it's 4 false starts because we haven't gotten away without doing at least 1 false start each game, and 3 false starts for Seattle. I think the over under is 4. And I'm not even trying to hate on our guys because they're very good. But at the same time, I did too. Packers. Third place is fuck the Packers. Hmm. That voice. Yeah, I've been told I have a face for radio, but I got the voice for it too. And that's why I do things the way I do. Oh, you like it. FTP. With the moving O line out of their original spot, they are going to be a little jumpy. Oh, Sonia Peterson, thank you. Just noticed you popped in. Congratulations on Andy Dalton looking great with that O line that everybody said was trash. Kudos to the Panthers getting their first win of the season. Let's make it number 2 and keep the Bungles 0-4. I hope you like that prediction. I chose the Panthers this week in my pick'ems. Thank you. The entire team looks better behind AD. It couldn't get worse. Andy Dalton needs more love. Um, I said after that game, and just to be funny in the comments on Huddle Sports Network there with Ken and Ken in the morning, I said, Andy Dalton, also known as the beige water pistol, whipped out that red rocket all over the Raiders defense. I knew where you were going with that, JI. Because in college, he was known as the Red Rocket. Remember this, Sonia Peterson? He was called the Red Rocket because he was throwing the ball deep downfield there. And when he got to that bowl game and had that horrible bowl game where he threw 3 picks downfield, then everybody made the reference of what a Red Rocket stands for to him. and that was when he changed his nickname to the Red Rifle. So his original nickname in college was the Red Rocket. But after he had that weird typo on my part, it's okay. I knew what you meant. Yes, change from a rocket because everybody said, "Oh, you played like you were a dog's wiener." And that was his senior year in that losing bowl game, if I remember right. I'm not perfect. I do miss some stuff. You never knew that nickname story for Dalton? Oh, yeah. In college, he was called the Red Rocket his freshman, sophomore, and junior year. And then he had the horrible bowl game. And lo and behold, they changed his nickname. Brent DeWitt, fuck the Bears, fuck the Jesus, and fuck the Vikings. So now saying Andy Dalton needs more love is even worse. He needs more appreciation. How's that? That's a better word, better way to say it. It's why I laughed when you said that. Thank you, Sonia. I appreciate you. Follow her page on Facebook, All Things Football from a Lady's Perspective. Very good show. She has guests from all fan bases on there. They talk about sports and football mostly. Good luck on midterm, Sonia. 100%. But it is that time of day where it's sign off time, and I got to do the sponsor that actually pays me for their spot. Oh, that's awesome. And here it is. Branded service located right here in Flint, Michigan at the corner of South Grand Traverse and West Atherton Road. What city? Flint, where the water's shit, but the tires are good. Used tires starting at 40 bucks a piece. New tires, call to get your quote 810-233-8230. Talk to George, Red, or myself. We will get your quote for you and have your tires delivered to the shop within a day. Mention this ad, you get $10 off buying a set of tires. And the don't you know that's my van and I put free wine on the side of it to attract cougars. I appreciate everybody for coming in. Try every day to be a better person than you were the day before, because that's the only way to make the world a better place. It starts right here. Much love to everybody in the chat. Unless you're of a rival fan base, then fuck them. Have a great day, everybody.